Music has become permanently ingrained in our day to day lives, affecting the way we think, feel, and are interacting with the world. However, our relationship with the music has changed alongside the technology we use with it. I personally think that music has become a medium that we use to express our emotions and isolate ourselves. Today, I'm here to tell you guys how I think modern digital streaming has affected our impact on the world. Music streaming was unlike anything we had ever seen before. Thanks to companies like SoundCloud and Spotify, we had the ability to listen to anything, anywhere, anytime we wanted. Before we had streaming services, we could only be limited by what we could carry or we could store on tiny little iPod touches. I mean, we've even made it so far now that Spotify has AI creating playlists based on music that I listen to on a daily basis, and even songs that I haven't listened to in 4+ years. It's almost overwhelming if you really think about it. In my hand, I could listen to almost any and every song ever made over and over again. Now, you're probably wondering what makes me so qualified to talk about this music. Well, in the last 5 years, I have consistently been in the top 1% of Spotify listeners, and at one point topping out at almost 285,000 minutes, or roughly 198 days, of music listening. And that's just including Spotify. That's not live music or any other way of listening to it, like the radio. And if I'm being honest, I barely even listen to country music or any other genres. So there's so much more to be explored. So all of this music listening has to have some kind of impact on us, right? So what's the difference between my 280,000 minutes and like a friend of mine's 80,000 minutes, or a teacher that just puts on music as background noise for her students during quiet time? Well, it's the way it's utilized. Before music streaming, I had to listen to the radio in my mom's car. The options were pretty limited. But now I have music streaming available everywhere that I go. From waking up in the morning, brushing my teeth, going to and from class, being in the gym, and even going to bed, I have white noise playing. I'm even listening to music right now while I edit this video. It's become almost a coping mechanism for me. If I don't want to be in a situation, I have my earbuds. I just put them in and I tune out the world. To the point now where my essentials are my phone, keys, wallet, and my earbuds. But that's the one thing that makes us all the same. Me and everyone else, when we want to study, we don't want that emptiness, just that void of silence. We use music as a way to fill that, so we feel like there's something that we're doing that isn't just sitting and quiet. How often do you go to class and see people walking around outside listening to music, completely ignoring their surroundings? I know I do it. Every time I leave my house and I'm going to class or the gym, I have my earbuds in, completely ignoring everybody around me. But why is that? Did this start with music streaming, or since the era of Walkman and CDs have people always had that feeling, that desire of wanting to be secluded and isolated and just alone in their own heads? In the last couple of years, countless of studies have been done to see how the brain truly reacts to music. Researchers have created and developed a tool called the voxel, almost a 3D model of the brain designed to monitor how certain parts of it react and how neurons fire when listening to certain types of music. The brain goes into something called the default mode network, which basically when your brain correlates certain memories and emotions to sounds in music. That's why when you hear certain songs, you feel those core memories or you get a certain type of emotion. It's because your brain has linked that of, oh, I need to be sad or happy when I hear these songs because of what's happened to you in the past. This all comes down to one simple point, whether people agree or not. The brain craves sound. Whether it's something like music or as simple as white noise, studies have shown that the brain is more attentive in the default mode network when exposed to music. I mean, even more particularly when they're exposed to music that they like. But one point still stands. People don't want that empty void of silence. They crave that feeling of music. Okay, all case studies aside and data, whatever. Let's just ask one simple question. Why do we feel the need to listen to music to be so in tune with our emotions? Well, it's kind of obvious. It makes us feel happy. And I mean, who doesn't want to feel happy all the time? Right? Well, let's be so for real. We're college kids. Right now, life isn't looking great for some of us. The world can be in a pretty bad place sometimes. college, stress, relationships, jobs, all looming over us, and music is just such an easy escape for us. We put in our earbuds and we can just have these songs that just give us an easy dopamine rush. I mean, who doesn't want to just tune out the world and have music all the time? And music is so much more than just sitting in a room listening alone. They have festivals dedicated for people to come together and listen to music. Companies like Rolling Loud and Tomorrowland have capitalized on this and are now international phenomenons of a business. In fact, they're two of the largest musical festival companies in the world right now. I mean, psychologists have even done studies that have shown that live music has more engagement in the brain than whatever medium you decide to listen to at home. I mean, why would you want to isolate in bed rotting alone instead of going to see a live music festival? I mean, Tomorrowland has even gotten almost 500,000 people at one of their shows. And I mean, what better ways are to meet new people than a festival? You already have one big thing in common: music. Finally, all of those nights of you laying in bed alone, listening to whatever sad music playlist you decide to listen to, pays off. You're screaming the words of these songs you spend hours listening to all the time with people that are just as passionate as you. You're finally using that medium as a way to meet new people in a wide social setting. Now, to get back into the streaming side of things, open up an app like Spotify. What do you see? When you first open it, you're onto their homepage, which has their recently listened to playlists and, more importantly, their daily mixes. Spotify's algorithm has basically predicted what they think each listener will want to listen to on each time of the day and push that as much as they can. Spotify wants to make as much money as they can as quickly as they can, so they predict what each listener will want to listen to with their daily mixes. Whether it's a happy day, sad day, even certain artists will have their own daily mix. That way they can get each listener quickly streaming everything. To finally wrap everything up for you guys, let's just say music will always have an extremely important part of our lives. Whether it's listening to vinyls, using our Walkman, or now music streaming, we're always going to have some emotional attachment to music technology. But as AI advances and technology continues to evolve, eventually we're going to get a point where it's blurred between whether we listen to music to escape the world or to truly just be with ourselves and our emotions. Thank you.